What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to talk about Social Security and specifically a change in your benefits, because right now there's many proposals that are being discussed. Some are proposals, some are just ideas, but I want to break down what's going on because one of the things that Democrats have proposed just recently is actually up against what Republicans are proposing. So I want to break down what's going on there, and also want you to understand that right now we are seeing that lawmakers are in a little bit of a time crunch, like always, but again, they don't seem to really care. I'll break down what's going on there in just a second. All I ask is if you can do two things. Go ahead, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and make sure you click that subscribe button so you never miss an update. But let's get right down to it. So what we know is that lawmakers are discussing an increase to Social Security. Why? Well, it's technically an increase to the Social Security Trust Fund, not necessarily your benefits. This is where a lot of people are getting this kind of misunderstood, is people are talking about an increase, but the increase actually doesn't go to your pocket immediately. The increase could potentially come in the next 10 years. But why is that? Well, at this time, Social Security will become insolvent around 2033. At that point, you would only receive about 77 to 78% of your benefits, meaning you would lose about 22 to 23%. So, when people are talking about they want to increase Social Security, that's the increase that they're talking about. Not increasing your monthly benefit amount starting today or next month. It would increase the amount in 10 years. So don't let that confuse you. That is the increase that they're discussing. Now, here's the other one. And this is something that I knew was coming. I didn't think it was going to happen so soon, but here's what some of the discussions have been on lately. Lately, we are seeing discussions regarding the continuation of the child tax credit payments in exchange for additional Social Security benefits. Now you're probably thinking, why are they doing that? How does the child tax credit payment do anything for Social Security? Well, here's why. Republicans have provided a proposal to bring back the child tax credit payments in the past. Specifically, is coming from Senator Mitt Romney out of Utah. But the issues that Democrats had with that proposal was that Republicans were asking for work requirements. That was the big one. But this is where things really start to come together. Republicans, they want to include work requirements on all social programs. They say that this would ensure Americans are doing all that they can so that they can not only provide for themselves and their family first, but if that is not enough, then that's where government programs can kick in. Now, here's where things get very interesting. Republicans want to see work requirements in the child tax credit payments. They also want work requirements modified for SNAP benefits. Right now, there is a work requirement for SNAP benefits. However, many states are finding loopholes to get around that. And that's something that Republicans want to stop. But why? Well, the reason for this is because that would then make Democrats consider some of these changes if Republicans then jump on board with additional changes to Social Security. But at this time, what Republicans want is they want a confirmation that both parties agree that yes, we need to reduce spending first. Now, here is where Democrats say that they have done their job and they're just waiting on Republicans. And again, this is why I bring up that pretty soon Congress is going to go on recess for 2 weeks. Okay? They're going to go on recess for 2 weeks. That's going to start on April 1st. So we might not have any answers for starting today, another 3 to 4 weeks. But here's what we know. Democrats and specifically President Biden, they released their fiscal year 2024 budget just a couple weeks ago. but we are still waiting on the budget from the House Republicans. Based on reports and based on some statements, there's actually a small chance we see this proposal before Congress goes on recess for the next couple of weeks. So there's a good chance between April 1st and April 17th, we are not going to see a proposal. We might have some leaks from lawmakers, but that will be about it. So chances are we don't have any answers until potentially as early as the week of April 17th, but likely it would be the week after. But here's the problem when it comes to Social Security. Experts are now saying that in some way, the proposals that are currently on the table and being discussed will unintentionally hurt those that are least prepared for retirement. Specifically, this includes lower income earners and women. Now, some of these changes, they do include Social Security, including increasing the full retirement age. That's one of the big ones that is being discussed, and some are anticipating that the best way, really the only way, to address Social Security and ensure that it doesn't become insolvent within the next 10 years is to do two things. Not just one, but two things. Okay? We have to increase revenue, but also decrease costs. Decreasing costs would include the full retirement age increase. But here's something else. We could also see, and this would actually increase costs in most cases, by altering the formula that calculates Social Security benefits. What we are now hearing is that if this is included, this would actually increase costs. So again, if we calculate the formula, it would increase the cost, but if we also increase the full retirement age, it would decrease costs long term. So there could be a mix of those two things. A couple other things, they want to increase the Social Security tax cap. Right now it's sitting at $160,200. Some are saying, well, let's increase it to $250,000. But from President Biden's perspective, he would want it to go from $0 to $160,200, and then it would be a gap all the way up to $400,000. Then above that, he would start taxing. So we'll see if that's considered as well. They're also considering increasing the payroll tax percentage. Want to get it over 15%. Okay, those are the things that they are considering. Now, there is going to be a change in benefits. We don't know how. We don't know, how much it's going to impact you, but we do know there's going to be a change in benefits. It might not be immediate. We might see things get pushed back, a couple years, 5 years, potentially even 10 years. But there will be a change in benefits. That's something that we have heard from multiple lawmakers, both Republican and Democrat, that they are just waiting because the overall consensus is we have to make changes soon. One of the other reasons why is because what if we dip into a recession? That's the big one. That's a big question mark. And I bring this up because if the U.S. dips into a recession, there's going to be less revenue coming into Social Security, which means if lawmakers cannot get something passed before that, there's going to be a good chance that nothing will get passed after that because as of right now, we still have a split Congress. We have Democrats who control the Senate and the presidency. Then we have Republicans that control the House. This will be an issue because if we dip into a recession, there'll be less money coming into Social Security. Well, guess what's going to happen then? Democrats are going to say, we need more money. We need more. We need to increase taxes. Republicans are going to say, no, we don't need to increase taxes. We need to decrease the expense that Social Security is currently having. So again, if we don't get something done soon and the U.S. dips into a recession, we may not get anything for Social Security until after the U.S. is out of that recession. And again, a recession could potentially last 18 months, even 2 years. So let's be ready for that. But that is what we know at this time. As always, as I know more regarding Social Security and the potential changes that we will see, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.